Hi, my name is Jason Young, and in the course of my teenage years, I made an eBay business that's done over $100,000 in sales. And I just wanted to talk quickly about that because for a period of time, I was working with a partner, but it was like a race to the bottom between the two of us. Everything started off really well, and we kept on complimenting each other's weaknesses. And I was good at the technical side, he was good at the sales side and the socializing, putting together deals for us. And if you're listening to this, I still love you, man, but we didn't work that well together. Um, Back to the story. After a couple months of working, it eventually turned into this type of, well, you didn't do this much work, so I'm not going to do this. It was like a race to the bottom for who could do the least amount of work. And he wasn't, at least I felt that he wasn't pulling his fair share. So I wasn't willing to kill myself in order to just have him take like we were splitting the revenue, the profits 50-50. So I'm not going to put in more work just for him to take what I thought would be my share of the money. And he had a similar thought process because I think it was value tainment. So Pat David, I'm not sure if that's the name, but he said it very well. And he was basically talking about how if you think something about your business partner, he's most likely thinking the same thing about you because like attracts like. And I realized that's what was happening. Is I thought he wasn't putting in that much work, so I wasn't willing to do that. Put in the work myself just to have him take advantage of me, and he felt the same way towards me. And it was like this whole jumbled mess of miscommunication and everything. But we eventually raced the way down to barely doing any work, and then the sales started going down. We had less inventory coming in because none of us wanted to have the other one like take advantage of us. And in comparison, I didn't realize how bad that relationship was until I started a company with my brother. And between the two of us, it reminds me of this great analogy, which I'll toss up on the screen for you right now. And it's Belgium Draft Horses. So these right here, without hiding too much of the story. So, a single draft horse can haul up to 8,000 pounds. Such strength is difficult to imagine, but the lesson is more effective when I discovered what two horses working together can accomplish. So, you'd think that, well, 8,000 plus 8,000, that's be 16,000 pounds. What? That's an incredible, such a large number. But the obvious answer would be 16,000 pounds, or twice the weight that one can drag behind him. But two draft horses moving can move up to 2,400 pounds, three times the weight one can tow. This alone illustrates the value of teamwork, but more impressive is the fact that when two draft horses are trained together and labor alongside each other, their pulling capacity increases to 3,200 pounds. 32,000 pounds, sorry. Four times the weight either could have moved alone. And it's kind of like, well, I'm not going to be outdone. Like, you did this, this, and this, so I'm going to, have to top you. I'm going to do this. It's like when you're working out in the gym, and you have to be careful of this sometimes because of injuries that can cause, or when you're racing and running, it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to let my buddy outdo me. Like, if he's going to run a mile and I'm gonna run two. Then your friend's like, well, fuck, I can't be outdone. If you're gonna run 2 miles, I'm gonna do three. You kind of keep pushing yourself. And the key is having that mindset has been so beneficial, but also with the ability and the knowledge of knowing when you need rest because it's not a sprint. It's a long, long marathon of work that needs to get done and problems that are going to rise up. And if you think of business or anything as this sprint to the finish line, you're going to have issues that come up and you're going to have exerted all your energies and you're just going to have nothing left to meet them with. So be like the Belgium draft horses, evaluate your relationships in your life and look to see if the people you're hanging out with help you push yourself farther or if it really is a race to the bottom. And in terms for other people who might not see an analogy to their life, are your friends encouraging you to vape, or do you guys smoke weed together, or do you drink together, or do you watch TV together, do countless other self-destructive activities? And it's not to say that those don't have their place within relaxation, but is that what you guys push each other to do more of? Like whenever you hang out, is it he has one beer, so I'm gonna have two, and are you racing to the bottom or are you racing upwards? Because it's very rare for people to stagnate together and not to be moving one of the two directions. So really evaluate your relationships.